Hey guys, today we're talking about the Baseus Bowie MA 10 earbuds. These are true wireless earbuds. They have active noise cancellation. They have pass-through mode, touch controls, and you can select your own equalizer. You can have different sound profiles if you want. Yeah, I think they're really good, but they're not perfect. I'm going to talk to you about what I think makes them so good and what I don't like about them. Okay, so first of all, first thing you notice is the size of the case. The case is huge. Compare this to my OnePlus Buds Z. Oh my gosh, this is a really big case. And if you have tiny pockets, believe me, that's gonna be a problem. For me, not a big deal. I have big pockets, but I'm always aware that they're in that pocket because they're big and they're heavy. Yeah, that's the first con. But there's a good reason for that, because they have a really good battery, really long battery life in the case, which is around 140 hours. And I have no reason to doubt that. And they're in my pocket every single day, and I use them every single day. I can't remember the last time that I had to charge them. It just seems to just go on forever. Great battery. Sound quality is, in my mind, absolutely exceptional for the price. I put them in my ears the first time and I was blown away by what I heard. Like the sound of the music was a lot clearer than anything that I had heard before. Way better than my prior earbuds. And I was able to pick out some things in certain songs that I didn't know were there, songs that I had heard dozens of times. And I think the clarity is just really impressive. And you can tune the sound of your earbuds the way you want it to be. You can select more bass, less bass, whatever you want. And they have really good bass and really good options for you to tune it exactly the way you want it to sound. Yeah, I think overall it's really great as far as sound is concerned. They get the sound absolutely right. Fit is also very good. You have several options. You have 3 wing sizes, 3 tip sizes, and you should be able to find the one that's comfortable for you. Normally, I go with the medium size wings. In this one, I had to go for the small. The medium one were a little bit painful, a little bit too big for my ears. It's not like I have huge ears, but normally I'm a medium. For this one, I had to go small. So hopefully that's not an issue for people with a tiny ear, but they do stay in place really well. I've played basketball wearing these. I've been to the gym, lying on my back, whatever. They stay in. You can take them off really easily, but it has to be intentional. In my case, I put some pressure on the bottom of my ear and I am able to grab them and take them out that way. No complaints about the fit. It's comfortable for me for hours. Great. Now let's talk about the things that I don't like so much about these. We already talked about the battery size. It's about the case size. It's really big. Another thing I don't like so much is the pass-through mode. Pass-through mode is not that great, honestly. If pass-through mode is something that's very important to you, I think you should look at a different set of earbuds, because pass-through mode, when it's enabled, you do hear your surroundings a little better than when it's not enabled, but it sounds very muffled. If my wife is right next to me and she's asking me a question and I have pass-through mode, odds are I'm gonna have to ask her to repeat. In that case, it's not great. If you need them, if you want to use them at work and you need to be able to hear your colleague, I would look for something else. Another thing that I don't like is how the noise cancellation works. When you set them up in the app, you get to select your level of active noise cancellation. You can select level 1 to level 10. 1 is barely anything, 10 is blocking almost everything. You will hear everything except the high-pitched sounds around you. If you use them for the gym, you won't hear the gym music, you won't hear the people talking around you, but you will hear the sound of the weights, for example, like the weights clanking against each other. But it works well. It's a good active noise cancellation. The problem is that if you personally I select level 10, but every time I put in my earbuds and it says it's in noise cancellation, I can hear my surroundings a little bit. So I know it's not at level 10. I suspect it's at the factory default. And if I turn off noise cancellation and turn it back on, now it's back to level 10. So it's always a little maneuver that you have to do. I always have to put them in my ear, turn off noise cancellation, turn it back on, and then we're good. Another con is the app. The app gives you a lot of options for sound profiles, and it even lets you create your own equalizer, which is what I did, and that is absolutely great. The problem that I've had is that it's very hard to switch from one sound profile to the next while you're listening to music. Most of the time, when you try to do that, let's say you're listening to some R&B and you have a sound profile for that, and now you're switching to rock and roll and you have a different sound profile for that. If you try to switch to the rock and roll profile, most of the time the app will tell you you need to turn off Bluetooth and turn it back on before you can switch sound profile. How annoying. That just takes you out of your whole flow. I hope they fix that. They haven't yet, but I hope they fix that. I end up not switching sound profiles because I don't want to go through that. I don't want to turn off Bluetooth and turn it back on. It's very, very annoying. So yeah, that's one big con that I have. Another thing is the touch controls. You have 3 options when it comes to touch controls. You have long press, double tap, triple tap. Triple tap doesn't do much. You can do either voice assistant or enabling low latency mode. Doesn't give you any other options for triple tap. I wish it did. But my problem with the touch controls is that long press works totally fine, no problem. Double and triple tap, you gotta get the timing exactly right. If you're a little too fast or a little too slow, it will not register. And maybe it's a me issue, I don't know. But I end up having to do it at least twice most of the time. Like I'll go double tap to skip, no, didn't register, try it again, and now it works. So that's a little bit annoying. Microphone on these is really, really good. We're gonna do a quick little mic test. How about that? All right. So now, as you can see, I'm wearing the earbuds, and you are listening to the sound that comes out of the earbuds microphone. And why am I standing here in the kitchen, you may ask? It's because we're gonna do a little test. Sometimes you are gonna be surrounded by noises. You're gonna be in a loud environment or something, and you want to make sure that you're heard. I'm going to turn on the range hood. You know how loud those things get. You're barely going to hear it, if at all. You're going to have to take my word for it. This thing is loud, okay? This is on low. And you should still be able to hear me. You probably don't even hear the range hood at this point. I hear it because I'm not in noise cancellation. I hear it. But you might not even hear it because it's usually doing a very good job at picking up my voice over the loud background noises. Now we're on high, and what do you think? I think it's pretty impressive. I think the mic is pretty impressive. I don't think anybody's going to complain about noisy environment around you when you talk to them on the phone with this thing in. So I noticed something when I was editing. You don't hear the range hood at all in the video with the sound coming from the earbuds, which to me was super impressive. But I'm worried that you guys might think that I have a silent range hood or something. So we're going to listen to the range hood through my phone's microphone. Let's start it with low. All right, so that's on low. Now we're going to switch it to high. And this is on high, of course, much louder than it was with the earbuds. My Pixel 8 Pro does have some noise cancellation, although it's not as strong as what you get from the earbuds. Let me turn it off. So yeah, very impressive noise cancellation from the earbuds mic. But I gotta admit that the sound while it's doing the noise cancellation is not as good as without the noise cancellation. That's to be expected. And of course, the sound coming from my phone's mic is better than the sound coming from the earbuds mic. Overall, very good, especially if you are in a crowded space that has a lot of noise, or if you're in traffic or something like that. Okay, let's get back to the video. So anyway, overall, I'm very happy with these. The most important aspect, which is the sound quality, they absolutely nailed it, and I can highly recommend these, as long as you're not bothered by the cons that I listed. If you need something that's affordable and sounds good, go for these. I have links in the description if you're interested. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you have some opinions on them, if you have them, and you like them or you don't like them, let me know in the comments. I'll be curious to hear what you think. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share with somebody if you think that this might help them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.